Hello everyone, Vita's A13 back with another How to Play, and today we're looking at Uno Flip. Fun new variation on the classic Uno game, which really, takes the classic game and kicks it up a notch, or a bunch of notches. As you can see, it's double-sided cards. Much like Uno, it's good for ages 7 and up, 2 to 10 players. You get a deck with a bunch of cards. You get all your classic Uno cards. You get the 4 suits in blue, green, red, and yellow. You get the classic cards, skip, which when you play that, the next person gets skipped. You get the reverse. When you play that, direction of the gameplay reverses, so you're going to the left. Somebody plays the reverse, it goes back to the right. You've also got a couple other cards to talk about. You got, in this game, draw ones instead of draw twos, and you actually got wild draw twos instead of draw fours, which work the same as the wild draw fours in the regular game, except it's only 2 cards. You can only play this if you do not have another card that is the same color that of the card on the top of the discard pile. If you don't have, let's say this is the discard pile, it's a blue card. If you don't have a blue card in your hand, you can play this and say which color you want to be played, and the next person has to pick up 2. If, however, they think the opponent, the other player thinks you have a blue card, they can challenge you. And if you do have a card that's playable, you will have to pick up 2 cards as a penalty. If not, they have to pick up 2 plus the penalty, 2 cards. And then there's the regular wild card, which you can play at any time. It allows you to change the color. And then there's this new card, the flip card, which you play it, of course, like any other card. And when that happens, the game flips. And of course, you get all the cards from 1 through 9. So when somebody plays a flip card, everything flips over to the other side, the dark side, the evil side. And this side, you get 4 colored suits as well. You got a teal, a purple, an orange, and a kind of a pink. And you get a lot of the same cards. You get the same number cards, 1 through 9. You get the reverse card. You also get a draw card, but instead of being a +1 like the other side, or a +2 like regular Uno, it's +5. Yikes. I'll talk about this one in a bit. There's also this card. This is a skip card. It's a skip all card. When you play this, everyone gets skipped, and you get to play again. And of course, you get the flip card, which when played, of course, flips everything back the other way. And let's see if there's anything else that I'm missing. For sure there's something. You do still have the regular wild card, which can be played at any time. But there's another dastardly wild card, and that's this one. It's a draw wild card. It does not have a specific number. Again, much like the wild draw card for the other side and for regular Uno, you can only play it if you don't have a card that is playable. When you play it, you name one of the colors. The next person has to draw cards from the deck, from the draw pile, until they find a card that is that color. So they might draw 1 or 2 cards, or they might draw 6 or 7, or more. Who knows? So when you start off, you're going to have the cards dark side up, I guess you could say. Shuffle them up, just like regular Uno. Figure out who's going to start first. Drawing cards, and whoever has the lowest card starts, or whichever way you prefer. And everyone's going to get 7 cards. Right, it's the wild cards. And of course, top card gets flipped face up, and it's a flip card, which is interesting. I believe in this instance, nothing happens at the start of the game. But of course, if you flip a wild card, like one of these wild cards, well, not this one, but obviously a regular one, if you were to flip that, next person could play any card, any color they want. If it's a draw one card in this instance, they would have to pick up one card. If it's a skip card, they would get skipped. If it's a reverse, then the dealer would start and play would go to the left, or to the right, sorry. So I don't recall if this means everything flips immediately. Let me see if I can find that out. Bear with me a sec. Well, I got the instructions. I don't know, honestly. Sometimes instructions and games can be a little bit hit or miss. Sometimes they're not very... They don't specify everything. It is what it is. We'll just leave it as is. So, let's say this guy starts. He's going to look at his cards. He doesn't have anything playable, so he has to pick up a card. At any point in time, you can pick up a card if you want, even if you have something that's playable. But when you pick up a card, you must play that card, or else end your turn. In this case, I can't play. I'm going to skip this guy, and now it's this person's turn. And we'll reverse the direction, so now it's going back this way, so this guy finally gets to play. And he says, screw you, and he skips me. So now it's this guy's turn again. Keep playing cards. You always want to play, of course, a card that is either the same value or color as the card that's on the discard pile, so you can play that. And I finally get to play again. But I cannot. I don't have a playable card. I still cannot. I don't know what you're saying. Well, I can see all the cards you have from the back. That doesn't help you in any way of knowing what the person has in their hand. But it can help you out, because if you see a person has like a wild draw card, maybe you want to hold off on flipping the cards to prevent getting that. So anyways, I think it was this guy's turn. He can't play. Aha! Flipped. So now, everything gets flipped over. The draw pile gets flipped the other way, as does the discard pile. And we play on this card now. And, of course, your hands get flipped as well. So now we're going to be playing from this side. And we'll play a 7. And then I'm going to play a wild card and say pink, just to get rid of that. And he's going to reverse it back to me. So now we're going in the order we were originally going in. And then this guy's going to skip all. He's going to skip everyone. And he's going to go again. We just keep going through like this. This guy can't play. He still can't play. Ooh, that's a big card, but he can't play. You pick up one card and he can't play, and that's it. So we'll do that again. We go back to the other side. So everything gets flipped. Everyone flips their hands over. Cards get flipped, and now we're going off the flip, which is interesting because that was the first card we had, right, at the bottom. I don't know. Kind of weird. I don't remember. Yeah, I think it's my turn. I don't recall for sure. Oh, yeah. I will say green. Of course, when you're down to one card, you have to say uno. If you don't and you get caught, you'll have to pick up 2 cards as a penalty. And the object of the game, of course, is to play all your cards. So we'll just play for this round, see what happens. Darn it. Notice as well, I'm only playing 1 card at a time because that, I believe, is what is stipulated in the rules. You cannot play 2 or 3 cards that are the same. That's house rules that a lot of people use, but they're not legit rules. Got it. Play that one. 9. And let's flip everything again. Because why not? Alright, so I think I'm going to jump ahead just a second here because camera stopped recording when I wasn't paying attention, but we're going to continue here. And I can't play, so I pick up a card. I wanted to use solely because this is the draw card. The draw wild card. So I'm going to play that one because I don't have any playable cards. Of course, they can challenge me if they think I do. But you can play this card or the wild draw card on the other side if you don't have a card that is the same color. Even if I had a 1 or another wild card, I could still play it as long as I don't have a card that's the same color. So I play that, and now I'm going to say purple. Now this person must pick up cards from the draw pile until they find a purple card. What is that, 4 or 5 already? 4, that's 5, 6, 7. Finally they get one. Now this guy's going to go, he can't play. And now it's my turn, I play draw 5. Now, if you play a draw 5, or if it's the other side, a draw 1, on the last card, that person must still draw the card. So this guy is getting me a whole bunch of points, which is awesome. So you can put the rest of this aside, and you can worry about the scoring. Scoring is going to happen on whichever side you are playing. So if we were playing with this side, we would score this side. But since we're playing with the dark side, we're scoring with the dark side. You cannot score both sides. So this is the scoring. There's a lot to talk about. So, of course, all the number cards are the face value. So 3s are 3, 7s are 7. A draw 1 card is worth 10 points. A draw 5 is worth 20 points. A reverse is 20 points. A skip is 20 points. Skip everyone is 30 points. Flip is 20 points. A wild card is 40 points. A wild draw 2 is 50. And a wild draw color is 60. That's what that one's called, a wild draw color. So look at the points here. We got 10. And I'll just get 20. 30. 5, 39. I think that's 47. And then you got all these cards. So what is that? 47. And the reverses are 20, so 67, 87. And at 30 points, that's 107, 127, 147, and 187 points on it. That's pretty good. Of course, like I said, if you got everything flipped and you're playing off the light side, you're gonna count the light side like normal, and except there's a couple of different cards and different point totals. But essentially, it's the same as regular Uno, except that you got this whole flip mechanic where you can flip the cards over from one side to the other. So it adds a bit more of a challenge and makes it a bit more interesting. Not to mention you can see everyone's cards to some extent from one side to the other. So you can have a little strategy, and even they might not know what cards they have, but you can see what cards they have. So you might want to hold off on flipping the cards until they play a certain card. Use that to your advantage. At the same time as well, yeah, I was going to say something but it didn't make sense. So it's a fun game, I think. It's pretty cool. Very colorful. I like it. Comment, like, subscribe, let me know what you think. Sorry this is a bit long. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.